Greetings, Bronco fans. I'm David Garrett, along with Chris Martin, the offensive coordinator at the University of Central Oklahoma. The Broncos are off to a 5-1 start after the 43-41 overtime win over Missouri Southern this past weekend. This weekend, it's Central Missouri. And Chris, before we get to the Mules and maybe your game plan for that game, congratulations on the start. What has been the difference in your offensive output this season?
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. Well, to be honest, we got a bunch of young guys that are playing for us right now, and I think the difference in the last couple of weeks has just been the maturity process and those guys kind of growing up right before our eyes. And, you look at, we have from week to week, we have 10 or 12 offensive goals that we try to accomplish. In the last 2 weeks, we've hit every one of them. So I think it's just growing up and continued focus on doing the little things right. And, we always emphasize being detail-oriented and taking care of you and being a thumb pointer and looking at the guy in the mirror and making sure we get him right. But I think that's been the kind of the consensus. There's, on any given play, there might be one guy that makes a mistake, but we've tried to, keep everybody grouped in and make sure that they're focusing on what they're doing and doing their 111. So I think that's been the difference.
You only have a couple of seniors playing on offense. All of your line is underclassmen. Your quarterback's a freshman. Your running back is a sophomore. There are lots of underclassmen there. What's the difference between having a senior-laden team and having the guys that are still up and coming, so to speak?
Well, I think the thing that a lot of our guys really struggle with is just the speed of the game. They haven't played since high school, and then just getting adjusted to that and then making decisions on the fly, especially with us, trying to be an up-tempo offense. A lot of times that we'll check things at the line of scrimmage, and just being able to communicate and make sure that everybody's on the same page. I think that's been something that, from the beginning of the year until now, I think something that's kind of gotten a little bit easier for them. But, overall, when you got a group of senior guys, they've been through those situations. They've been through, the defense moving around and changing and doing some of those kind of things. And when you have a young football team, they haven't seen everything. And, sometimes it's just a confidence thing and just growing up.
What kind of game will you need? What do you expect from your offense against Central Missouri?
Well, I think that the things that we've really prided ourselves on so far this year with taking care of the football and being physical up front, there's no question that we're going to have to win the game up front on the O-line. And we challenge those guys every week that's the way it's got to be. And Mike Kirk sent me an interesting stat over the weekend that said for 34 straight games, I think, if UCO rushed for over 250 yards, that we had won the football game. And so that's something that I've challenged the guys with. Hey, 300 is nice, but we'll take 250 if it's gonna stick with the way things have worked out in the past. So, we want to run the football. That's who we are. That's our identity, and that's what this place was built on, was physical, tough football. And so we want to run the football and then, take what the defense gives us. But we have to execute, and we have to take care of the football and take care of our quarterback and our running backs and make things happen. And score in the red zone. We don't want to settle for field goals.
Chris, thanks. Best of luck this weekend.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dave.
Yep. Chris Martin, offensive coordinator, University of Central Oklahoma. The Broncos play at 1:30 on Saturday against the Mules. 250 yards rushing. Let's look for that number on Saturday. You can catch the game at 1:15 on 99.7 Hank FM. With Chris Martin, I'm David Garrett. Thanks for watching this edition of Bronco Vision.